Ladies, gentlemen, and genetic anomalies, what is happening? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and if not, I hope that today's stream makes your day at least a little bit better. I'm coming to you live from the East Coast of the United States of America, and today we are going to be playing some more Bro SMP. And we're not only going to be playing some Bro SMP on the stream, we're going to be playing right now. In fact, I've already loaded up the game. I wanted to make sure that everything was running smoothly because I know in the past I've made you guys wait. I didn't want to do that this time. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Later on in the stream, we might talk some politics. We'll see, but I want to focus on hopping onto the Bro SMP for the time being. Now, this should be interesting. I'm expecting to be able to complete the project that I've had for a while of building up my skyscraper to be taller than the neighboring mountain. And I'm joining the Discord server so that I can hear my compatriots as well.
Hello? Why do you take forever to join? Hello?
Oh, there it is. Hey.
I'm at Terry.
Okay, so they're doing well. What'd you say? I actually just realized that I forgot to get the multi-chat loaded up. Although it looks like the Angry Canadian's in the chat. He says, I dropped out of school. I'll return in the fall to do medical lab tech. Why'd you drop out of school? It's a little unfortunate.
Who is this Angry Canadian?
He's angry, which I understand completely considering the fact that he's from Canada.
Yes, I imagine.
I do have the multi-chat loading up. Angry Canadian said, did you hear about the Chat GPT exodus? I did not, actually.
Is anyone else in chat? Someone put lava on.
No, just the Angry Canadian right now. But I literally just went live, so... Come on, my live chat app is acting a little slow right now. Okay, here we go.
Okay, where are you? Because our next quest is to find the wizard hut.
I'm at my big skyscraper right now.
Okay, well, can you come down?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah.
What, you have an anvil just in here? I'm stealing this, by the way.
No, you're not stealing my anvil. The Angry Canadian says you should cover the Chat GPT exodus in news and politics. Send something you want me to react to in the Discord server, Angry Canadian. Because I kind of use those a little bit as show notes. I'll post things in the react request, but you can also request things for me to react to and cover on my streams.
No way, did I just find?
It's just an anvil, guys. It's not a big deal.
I'm stealing the anvil, by the way.
No, you're not. You can't use it either.
What are you using it for?
To repair the like the diamond pickaxe that you gave me.
You have diamond to repair the diamond pickaxe with?
Oh wait, is it diamond? Wait, is it diamond or
Wait, the coconut nut is a giant nut.
No, it's the steel pickaxe. Sorry, the iron pickaxe.
The coconut nut is a giant nut. You eat
Has reached the coconut is a giant nut.
If you eat too much, you get very fat. The coconut
This is supposed to be family-friendly stream.
This delicious nut is not a nut. What's that?
This is supposed to be a family-friendly stream. All right, so where am I supposed to go again? Guys, stop leaving the door open to the village. You guys keep leaving the door open to the village. Stop doing that.
No. Even though I don't want 100%.
I mean, I'm going to resort to more drastic measures if you keep leaving the doors open.
When, bro? That's a giant nut. That song to me.
See, hold on. Wait, okay, King Corn, follow me.
I think I found him.
Wait, King Corn, follow me.
With what? Wait, break it.
Wait, follow me.
What is it?
I need to show you something.
No, what is it? It's a waste zone. Break it. It's teleporter waste zone.
Do I hit with this?
Yeah.
More travels. What's more travels?
Wait, now press it.
Oh, I just realized I gotta turn off the auto game. The auto duck.
Where's the
Sorry.
treasure?
No, there is no treasure. This
Okay,
is
follow me. I need to show you something.
What?
Is that the wizard hat? Should I go over there?
No, Marissa, I know what it looks like. That's all it.
Should I go over there or not?
Amethyst crystal.
Should I go over there or
No,
not?
we're gonna explore and find it together.
Yeah, tell me if I should go over there or not.
Wait, what are you doing?
Making a butcher's hut. For the butcher. I'm
getting me a butcher.
butcher's hut, whatever his name is. I don't know.
Oh, wait a second. This would be good.
What do you want from me again?
I need to show you something.
What is it?
Here, it's over here. Okay, come over here.
Wait.
This is very, very important. It will only take a second.
Wait, how did you get flower? How did
That's
you
you
flower
told me when
get?
you did your 40-minute.
Come over
system
here.
change.
Wait, bro, do you hear those two songs at once as well?
What?
Do you hear, when you're playing Minecraft, do you hear two songs at once?
Sometimes I did when I first stopped on.
I'm hearing it right now, it's really annoying. Guys.
Oh, by the way, there's phantoms in the sky.
Yeah, for you.
No, they're for me. Okay, I gotta show you something.
It's for octopus.
Okay,
Where are you?
okay, follow me, Okay,
How are you running?
okay, so you see this right here?
Yes.
These are the fences to this village. When you're done... Okay, stop. Okay, look. When you're done being in this village, you close the door behind you, okay?
Hey! I'm not a child.
Okay, okay, then close the door behind you. That's how you prove to me that you're not a child. Okay. Thank you for your attention to this matter. What did you do? Why are you giving me...
I'm just dropping trash. Okay,
Oh.
let's find Marissa and look for the wizard hat. Come on, let's go. Get your armor, let's go.
My armor?
You don't
Oh,
have
I
any
guess...
armor?
I guess I was just... I think most of my armor got destroyed.
That's not Marissa.
Because I've been using it so much.
I'm coming home now and I'm gonna make some armor for myself too.
I also need to get my food. I have a bunch of food that I had cooking in the kitchen.
Can you go to Marissa? I don't know. I don't find ore.
I barely have any ore left.
Like, come to my house. I think I have some extra armor pieces for you.
Wait a second. I gotta take care of some stuff at home.
It's on Western for 20. Look at that. It's on the Western for 20.
What is that?
I'm selling the Western for
It's
20.
my Easton. What the
No, it's not your Western. It's my Western.
That's the absolute most wild thing I've seen in my life.
Okay, no, that's something wild. I went out, I found the Western, and then you said, "Oh, that's mine."
I'll give
Like,
you 5 emeralds for it.
how does that work?
I simply put you on a quest to treat it for.
No, you didn't. I went out.
Okay, I'll give you 5
I
emeralds.
literally went out wandering by myself, found it, and then you said, "Oh, that's mine." How does that
I'll
work?
give you 5
You can't just claim. You can't just claim something as yours when you do not even do the work to find it in the first place.
Okay, I'll give you a key once to one.
Absolutely crazy work.
Okay, I
Where are
have a diamond helmet that's about to break.
Okay, I have something for you. Come here. I have a full armor set for you.
Oh wait, how did I get 37 arrows? What?
Please, we don't have much time. Come on.
Wait, hold on, I'm almost ready.
And bring 5 emeralds. Everything is proper.
Let's see, what else do I need? That looks good. I need food. Food, that's the thing, yeah. That would be helpful.
Come on!
Oh, wait, I'm almost ready. I'm almost ready.
So give me 1 second. I still need to make myself some more.
Okay, I need my helmet to be repaired.
What do you do with aluminum, guys? What do you do with aluminum?
Wait, give me. I'll pay you.
For what, aluminum?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's so. I literally need like water
For what? What do you need it for?
to make a miner stable so I can put most of the power to
Make a what now?
make most of the power enchantment in the game.
Bro, be quiet. Oh,
Wait, I need two.
you were the one who was saying 6.
Wait, where are we
I
going?
need 10. I don't need aluminum. Please come
Oh yeah, well I
to
have that too.
Oh, to the shop. Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure where you wanted us to go.
I need 2 10.
You know what?
Yeah,
I gotta say, like, the way that you've built your village here is very impressive. The architecture is, the architecture you guys use is better than mine.
This is your helmet. Oh, what the mage knows. This is your helmet.
What?
This
A
is your
skeleton
chestplate.
skull? Does it work?
Yes, this is your leggings, and these are your boots.
Ah.
Yeah.
You can also this skeleton they don't kill.
Wait, where are the boots? Ah,
Part
I
of my
see.
armor, I get it. Part of my armor set is also this dying but efficient trident.
Dude, how do you get these enchantments? Do you read or
Here
something?
you go.
Is that really worth it?
5 emeralds.
I have to pay you 5 emeralds for the trident?
For the gear.
Of the gear? Okay.
I can't make any of this cool food because all of it's expensive. It costs super.
You just picked that back up again.
What?
expensive to
Oh,
make.
hold on.
Pick it back up.
Who's he?
He's my
Wait,
he's
so
my.
with all these berries, I can't even make like a berry pie or anything. Who makes
Hold on,
this
wait,
pie?
wait.
No, it says you can't.
Wait, I think I owe you 3 more. Hold on, I owe you 3 more.
Yeast.
Should we berry pie? Should we berry pie?
Okay, all right.
Should we berry pie?
Wait, come back down and get the emeralds before they despawn. Okay, there you go.
Okay, anyway, let's go. We're off to do stuff. First, I'll pay you 3 emeralds for 210.
Come on, guys, we're doing this thing right now. I need to.
All right, now I better not die because I'm bringing all my emeralds with me.
Oh, and Bree, your burn sword is now fixed.
Thank you.
Wait, how many emeralds do you guys have? I want to see if I'm broke or not.
I have 48.
If you eat too much, you get very.
I have 31. Oh, look at this. This is cute.
How do you plant this? This is so stupid. How do you?
Wow, for you.
Who did that?
Anyway, I'll give you 1 emerald.
How do you plant this, guys?
You can't plant that. You can crack it open on cobblestone. On regular stuff. Wait, what? Your sword or not?
Give me 1 second. I told you that. Yeah, I was about to. Whoever that was about to hit me in the head.
Well, you have extra protection because skeletons won't kill you.
I think it.
Wait, skeletons want what?
Kill you.
Wait, guys, let's sleep. Let's sleep before we go look for the thing.
Bro, give me my stuff and then I'll give you food. Give me my sword first.
I'll give you your sword.
Okay. Do you have my
Who left the door open?
Okay.
Close the door when you leave the village.
You know what?
1 for 1.
You guys need to close the door when you leave the village. Because these villagers are getting loose. It's nighttime. If you leave the villager door open, enemy mobs will come in, and then my villagers will get killed.
Now wait, you're wasting. Do you have my 20 emeralds?
I have 5 emeralds. For the waste.
For a waste.
It's important that these doors stay closed.
No, you did not.
It is important that these doors stay closed.
Anybody. Oh, I found it.
No, open the door. No. I am not paying 20 emeralds.
Ain't no way.
We're still getting rich.
Ain't no way.
I am not paying 20 emeralds. I sent you on a quest to pick it up. I
No,
paid you that.
No, you didn't. One of the most expensive things in the game, and you want me to
hard to
pay
find.
5 emeralds for.
I found it.
Go find another one. Go find another one.
All right, we're waiting for one more player to sleep. We're waiting for one more player to sleep.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Come on.
Now, King Corn. King Corn, for all the viewers at home, can you explain kind of what our quest is right now?
We're trying to find a wizard hut so that we can make overpowered
Wizard staff.
wizard staffs.
How
difficult are the wizards to defeat?
No, we're not killing.
No, it's a wizard.
We're going to the wizard hut to trade with the wizard for staffs.
Like the wizard don't.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I need more people.
Please, I'll give you 10.
10? Oh, please.
Please, I'll give you 10. Found it.
10. Oh, wow. 10 emeralds.
I'll give you 10 emeralds. That's like a quarter of my money. It's a quarter of my wallet.
Absolutely amazing. 10 emeralds.
10 emeralds. I found that thing. This is a scam.
Exactly what I would
I
like.
found this thing. This is a
10.
total scam. I'm gonna put it in your chest.
You're not.
It better be in your chest.
No, it's not even in my chest. I don't even know where it is.
It better be in your chest.
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay, I'm gonna steal all your gold.
Okay.
I'm gonna steal your emeralds. Oh, your emeralds are right here. I can steal all of them. They're right here.
If you steal emeralds, the public's are off. I'm waiting more for you.
Then give me 10 emeralds. I'll give you 10. I'll give you 10. It's mine. I am not paying 20 emeralds for something that's mine.
But do you want it?
Yes.
Then I think you will. So it works.
I'll kill you for it. Take it from your inventory.
What is going on over here?
Please.
Bruce just swindled me out of my emerald.
What do you mean swindle me? I found the waystone that actually was exploring. She happened to pass by it. I said,
I didn't have to pass by. I was looking for the wizard's hut, and then I found it. And then I said, oh, I need this. Then I took it, and then now
it's not yours.
Yes, it is. I found it. Oh, it's not. You found it, but it's not yours. How does that work? Can you find a rock on the ground that no one else
No.
played?
I found it there. I said, oh, this is mine. I set the portal up. Then, after I set the portal up, I walked away and forgot to take it home. I was like, oh, wait, we should have to home.
That's almost start the quest, at least.
No, give me the waystone.
You gave me $20.
This is ridiculous.
This is 4.
Well, I'm not saying anti-war. War's not always ridiculous. Now, did you guys close the door behind you?
No! I'm gonna bomb your house. I have TNT.
Wait, you're fighting? You're fighting over waystones? This is crazy. Bro, I'm just recording this.
No, leave me alone.
Watch this.
Stop it! Please stop! Please! I'm not going on an adventure with you. I'm not. I can't go on an adventure with you. You're being so unreasonable. No, you're being so unreasonable right now.
It's not yours.
Yes, it is. No, I have to pull all my dogs to sit down again. You better be glad all my dogs are sitting down in the first place.
Yeah.
Guys, let's go.
Yeah, let's go now.
Because I'll split the worst or kill her and what's that half later.
Yeah, kill her later. Don't kill her now.
If you do that, then I'm not gonna coach anymore.
Okay. No, I'm going to wait then. Let's go, guys. Come on.
See, and this is why you have to have your own villages so that if you guys decide to go to war, you have your own ecosystems to use.
Exactly.
Like me, I'm building up my own kingdom.
Hey, own a kingdom.
Okay, fine. Give me 15 emeralds then for it.
15 is way too much for me.
10 emeralds is not way too much. You said you really...
No, you're just gonna be rich. It's not something if I give you 10.
What do you mean?
Why do you refuse for her waystone?
Yeah, what do you mean it's not even mine? I went out and found it myself with my eyes.
The waystone's not just for me. It's for us to share. Put in the city so if we finally saw on one of our adventures, we just teleport home.
Please, just give me the emeralds.
10.
No, 15.
I'm not paying 15. I'm not paying anybody 15. That's
Okay,
for
okay, then I guess we'll have
It's even mine. It's ours. It's ours that when we go to adventure, we can teleport home.
Forget about it.
Stop. It's not
your
hers.
fault for forgetting something.
It's not hers. If you move, you live. Not hers.
You move, you live.
You snooze, you lose. You snooze. You
Well,
snooze.
he's not, in this case, he's not sleeping. So, if he moves, he lives.
Stop killing me. If you hit me one more time, then you're not getting it at all.
No.
Please, leave me alone.
Do we even know where this thing is?
No, we're just running around hoping we find it.
Oh, okay. Should still be fun.
You hold for like 10 more minutes if that doesn't come downstairs. If he comes downstairs, then we'll probably have to get off like immediately. But I prefer not to end it somewhere where we're out in the middle of nowhere. Because oftentimes when we come back, then it's like a disaster.
That's true. But you know what? That's what like half of the fun is, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you coming? Are you just walking?
No, I actually was stopping here and there to take some scenic footage without HUD of you guys.
The armor we're using right now, it was the armor that I had enchanted but I didn't use. It was sitting in my room and on an armor stand.
Ha! So I'm wearing like the whole. Oh shoot! I just realized I wasn't live. Hold on. I just realized I wasn't live on the other plats. Hold on. I just went live on the other plats. Wait. So am I literally wearing display models?
Yes. Yes. It was just sitting there. I was like, I'm not gonna use this right now.
So I'm not supposed to. So I should not. I shouldn't let this get dinged.
I said, this looks like a pretty cool outfit. I'll sell it to someone one day. I did.
Be like, yeah, it works. Also, by the way, the Kick, for those of you watching on Kick and Rumble, I went live. I accidentally didn't go live at the beginning. Sorry about that. I was only live on YouTube. So you want to catch the beginning of the stream, go watch the YouTube VOD.
That's literally the only skeleton helmet that we have in town, so it's worth like a lot. I sold you for cheap.
Wait,
Yeah,
guys,
you actually did give me a pretty good deal.
Not a newbie.
Yeah?
Not a newbie. I was wondering if there are any third-party controllers that we can hook up to the PS5 instead of like getting new PS5 controllers.
Wait, I'm talking about one thing.
I don't think I do.
I didn't sell that for more money because it doesn't give any armor. If it did give armor, I'd sell it for like 10 or 15.
Wait, but bro, do you know any third-party controllers from PlayStation?
Does Power A make some?
Who's what?
Power A, do they make some?
I don't know, but I was telling Octoprism that any controller would work, and he said, "Oh no, any controller doesn't work." And I was trying to tell him, yeah, it would.
Well, did you test and see?
Is that true?
I don't think any controller will work, but you can test and see. I think the Xbox is a platform that's more likely to work on, or to be true about.
We used that controller and it didn't work.
Yeah, then it won't work.
Should I try to find something that would work?
Guys, I got votes for us to go.
Yeah, I think so. It might be hard. I don't know if Power A makes PS5 controllers, but you could look into it. Also, PS4 compatible controllers should work on the PS5. You actually might even be able to. You actually might even be able to get.
Let's go. We're leaving.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the middle of the ground. Wait, bro, what were you saying?
Where are you going? We're waiting for.
You actually might even be able to get a PS4 controller to work with the PS5. I think they're backwards compatible.
Wait, is it cheaper to get like an old controller?
Should be. You actually might be able to get one from GameStop for like $20-$30.
Well, it's actually really good. Wait, huh? I never thought about that.
But I think like the vibration doesn't work or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
Something doesn't work. The compatibility isn't complete.
I'm waiting for you. I got like votes.
But the thing is, I feel like if it's a game, like, I'm pretty sure in Fortnite it doesn't really matter. I think games like that, where it's not like a PlayStation game, like, specifically, I would not really care about the haptic feedbacks. Yeah, I don't even know how to do this. So I always want to use it.
So are we all together?
Yep.
So how are you going so smooth?
Me?
I'm using my spear stick. I'm using the stick that I used to look. That makes it better. Why are we? Marissa, look down. You should be face up like that.
You're supposed to look straight and then
just turn your cursor.
look straight and then go.
Just turn your cursor.
And then when you turn,
Marissa, you're spinning away from Marissa. She's spinning cursor. Marissa, just get my boat. Just get my boat. Go.
Where are we? We the ocean?
Great thing what? Great thing down and
Where am I so slow? The arm strip?
Me?
This is some beautiful footage I'm getting. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'm literally like the SMP's videographer. Like I'm getting like this crazy footage right now.
Ours looks so like blocky. It looks like regular
No,
Minecraft.
look at that sunset.
Oh, yeah, but then wait until you see like my version, and this looks like ridiculous.
Guys, we're gonna have to go back the same way we came.
Oh, let's go to the island.
What other way would we go?
Port side.
You don't even know what Foresight is.
No.
Honestly, just watch Star Trek and you'll learn all of the sides. Because Star Trek, in Star Trek, they treat the ship, they treat the Enterprise as if it's an actual like boat. So you hear them say all the like the terms.
What is the ship?
Because they have the ensigns, they have the lieutenant captains, like whatever. They have all of those specialty titles. They have all of those. Here's the port. It's a starboard. And then every time that they get hit. I love Star Trek so much, guys. The original Star Trek show was so good. I really want to watch it. I should really watch it over again.
All right, let's go.
I think maybe you have to watch the original Star Trek show. It's like
Let's murder. Let's go.
one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Bar. Okay, test the heat skeleton's gonna kill you.
It's gonna be a test to see. You know they're already trying to.
Oh, there's a skeleton.
I'm about to say what I'm actually saying.
Wait, so are we at the right place?
I don't know. I don't know where it is. Where's the spawn?
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, fair.
It's an island? What's that sort of doing?
Why is this lights? Why are its eyes lit up?
What killed me? What'd you say me just then?
Because he's probably one of those special ones.
Wait, one of those what?
One of the special ones. They're supposed to be like, oh.
What'd you find?
There's skeletons over there, guys. If someone wants to try.
Skeletons where?
Someone wants to try.
They're not bothering me.
Over there. Go close to them.
I'm trying to see them.
See if they attack you.
Yeah, Mark, let's see if they attack you.
I'll take care of the zombie.
Okay.
If they start attacking, just tell me and I'll take them out. Oh, they will attack.
Yeah, they're gonna attack me.
I'm stuck.
You know what? This is what Minecraft is all about.
Yeah, starving getting blown up in the middle of nowhere
Yep, I miss it.
while it's raining in at night.
I do miss this though. It's just that I've been so focused on my buildings.
Ow.
It's just that I've just been so focused on my building projects that I don't have time to do excursions like this anymore. You know?
Let's go, guys. Come on. We gotta keep going. There's zombies. There's zombie horde coming up.
How? Where are they coming from?
Everywhere.
Hold on, wait. So the boss that we're gonna be up against, is it gonna be very powerful?
No, it's not an enemy.
What is it?
He's basically a villager, but he lives in a hut, and he sells snacks.
Oh, I see.
What are these?
Anyone following
Oh
me?
no, they're silverfish?
Woo! Both side there, guys.
I don't want to deal with silverfish.
They're really the worst. Both in real life and in the game.
They're worse than shit.
Have you seen the big ones in real life? It's so disgusting.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you know what? This is a chance for me to build up my my XP.
Come across the ocean, guys. Come on.
Guys, somebody is always killing me. Please, I can't. I'm literally about to die.
Cross the ocean to that island. Come on.
Wait a second.
Move fast. Swim across the ocean.
Where is the boat?
There is no boat. Let's fuck this thing. Where are you guys?
You know, I always thought that the
Awesome, man. I just tried it. I'm gonna die now.
There must be boats. How am I supposed to go across the ocean with no boat?
Just swim.
Actually, you know what?
Behind you.
I completely forgot. I actually completely forgot that I built my own boat.
God, this is so terrible. I'm literally gonna die.
Run.
And that's what the game is all about.
Run away.
Let's keep the monster bar with. Monster chilling bar behind.
Oh, that's true. We can't XP farm here.
Wait, so you guys are on the island now?
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah.
It would be great if I wasn't about to die.
Want to run? I'll press you. Go. Yeah, have you done? Go. There's a fire right behind you.
Wait, was that the lightning?
There, I got her. Okay, heal. Heal. I'm pressing you. Heal.
I'm healing. I'm healing right now. Healing is what I'm trying to do right now. I want to get these carrots. I'm trying to get these carrots.
No.
Wait, look, I need these carrots, okay?
Pick up the carrots. I'm doing them.
I don't want these stupid seeds. What's happening?
Stop!
I'm fine. I don't understand these controls.
Your chest plate gone.
I'm used to playing on my Switch. No! Oh wait, never mind, I have another one.
No! Put that nap on.
How are you? How, what did you do?
Are these fireflies? They added fireflies to the game.
I know the bed is like digging the ground and I didn't.
Wait,
Exactly. Is that what we should do?
Yep.
since when did they add fireflies to the game?
No, it's just a firefly bush.
Wait, there are firefly bushes with no fireflies?
Oh, we literally creep right across them.
How does that make sense?
Wait, is someone texting me right now?
Wait. This guy is an enchantment? Projectile protection?
Oh, but we have to go. We have to go.
Go where?
I kind of want to wait for it to be morning though, and then turn off the game because we have to go.
Oh, okay. You know what? Let's make ourselves a temporary house. Wait, let's make ourselves a temporary house. Does anybody have any building materials?
No. Let's go across the
I have,
find a village. Find a village.
I have.
Wait, where's the village?
What's it called?
You found it?
I said we might find the village.
Okay, but like, how long do we have to keep on going? Because I mean, apparently we don't have all day.
Yeah, I have a shovel. I can shovel some dirt out, and you can make a little dirt like.
Yeah, there's no safe land.
Someone protect me while I make this. Someone protect me while I make this. Ow! See, what is that?
What is what? What are you talking about?
Hey, do it. Let's do it. I got it.
I have to make this now. Does no one have a crafting table?
No.
But I have one.
See, the thing is, when you told us to go to this place, I thought you knew where we were going. So I'm a little surprised. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't be farming XP because this is what happens when you farm XP.
Save and quit!
Why?
Everyone's jumping because we're all dying. Everyone's jumping to the hole. Quickly, everyone's jumping to the hole.
No, I mean realistically, I don't think we're gonna die. But it's just like
It's the hole.
into the hole. They're just gonna find us.
Come on, get in.
Why? Dude, they're literally just gonna find us.
They can't dig. They don't like you.
Okay, save and quit. We have to go now before parents get mad.
Why no?
Okay.
I have a light source first. Don't fall inside the lava pit.
You're making a lava pit? Yo, that's
Keep
crazy.
the lava.
That's crazy.
I'll make it 6.
Wait, so I'm not supposed to go?
If you close it off,
No. I was messing around.
yes, it's the light. Yes, it's the light.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess the next time that we play, it will be, hopefully it won't be like as like rushed as it was today.
Yeah, but I mean, I think putting us in like this, like fighting warrior mode or whatever, it's like good because especially if we are competent enough to handle ourselves, which I suspect that we are and we will be. So
They kept killing me for some reason. I have no idea why.
I mean, I think the thing is that we have so much XP now. The greater XP you have, I think the worse the enemy mobs are.
I think we'll fight that.
What?
Let's go down before they get that. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was. I mean, see, this is why I was saying that like this is what Minecraft is all about, because like the greatest times of the greatest instances of Minecraft I played have been things like this. Where it's like, especially the Bro SMP were not the Bro SMP, the Cartier SMP, when we were fighting for raids, that was the best.
Yeah.
That was the best. So
It'll be interesting if we find like more of like the actual story, because I'm pretty sure that the mod has a story to it, which makes it even more fun to play. That makes any sense.
well, eventually I would like to have raids, but I don't know where to get Bad Omen, so
Yeah, I don't know how you make that happen to you. Anyway, okay, yeah, we're gonna go down.
all right, well, peace out, y'all.
All right, love you. Bye.
Bye. Love you too.
Wait, hold on. How do I?
Ha! all right. Okay, so yeah, we were able to play for super long because the peeps are busy, but I am going to do some news segments. I was actually really hoping that we would have time to do some news segments because we have a lot of news stories happening. Hold on, let's see. Actually, literally just like going onto my YouTube feed. This is actually a pretty good feed. What is this? I'll just pop out some things that look interesting. And then we could react to these. Okay, there we go. I think these should be enough tabs up for now. Oh wait, hold on. I do gotta remember. I did have some stuff that I sent into the React requests. I'll react to the things I have in my React requests first, and then we'll get into the tabs. Let's see, copy link.
At least 20.
Oh, and there's a debate. I don't know if I have time for the debate. We'll see. How long was this debate? Because I did want to react to this too. An hour and a half? No, I don't have time for this, unfortunately. But that did look interesting as well. But anyways, this video here is by Lost Art Ranch. It's called America Isn't in Revelation, and that's not an accident. It'll be interesting to watch this as a Christian who doesn't have like that strong or dogmatic eschatological views.
Everyone asks the same question: where's America in the end times? That's the wrong question. Let me show you what the right one is. Why it's actually a hopeful thing that America isn't in Revelation, but you are. We look for the eagle's wings in Daniel or Mystery Babylon in Revelation. Spoiler alert, that ain't us. We scan prophecy like we're looking for our names in some rich uncle's will. Just hoping we're in there.
True.
We're desperate to find ourselves in the story. Maybe the reason America isn't in the book of Revelation is because God doesn't write empires into eternity. The book of Revelation is not a tribute to superpowers. It's a revelation of the King. And kingdoms that compete with him, they don't last long in that story.
True.
You know, we call ourselves a Christian nation, but look around. Does this look like the fruit of the kingdom of God?
Nope. This is why I always say that, like, America is not a Christian nation. You know, maybe we do have some Christian values that sort of like inspired the nation, but America, I think, first and foremost, especially when it comes to the Constitution and how the Constitution has been amended over time, America is a country of freedom, kind of with with a like classical liberal base, like as its center, not Christianity. And you can see this just like over time with increasing freedom and removing Christian morals. I think like getting rid of adultery laws is a really good example of this, where just over time, America has been in pursuit of that freedom, particularly when it comes to social values, maybe not as far as other stuff is concerned, rather than being a Christian nation. So no, America is not a Christian nation. I don't think it was ever designed to be a theocracy. I have problems with theocracies, but I've echoed those so many times, I don't think I need to say them here. But yes, he's completely right. You do have to look at the fruits when you're considering, like, hey, what is this actually? Is this like a Christian nation, a secular nation? If you look at the fruits, it's certainly not a Christian nation.
Look at what's just come out the past couple weeks. To me, it looks more like an empire that's intoxicated with itself, drunk on its own power. We're angry at the culture. We rage about politics, and we'll blame the agenda or some deep state. But Scripture is painfully clear about what actually destroys nations. It's not outside pressure. It's idolatry. And I'm not talking about golden calves, okay? I'm talking about something way more subtle, something that's sneaky. Because the American church doesn't bow to need to Baal. We bow it to safety. Safety of our reputation, safety and comfort, income, status. The God of safety whispers, well, don't risk too much. Oh, don't say that. Don't offend. You want to be liked. You want people to like you. Just blend in.
Interesting. Yeah, the especially like the bigger churches tend to really lean into that mentality, which is horrible. We see this particularly in the progressive Christian community, but we also see these other denominations as well, that sort of shy away from condemning things that ought to be condemned, kind of ignoring sins that should otherwise be discussed and talked about, because it affects too many people, convicts too many people, makes too many people uncomfortable. Yeah, I think he's hit the nail on the head here.
Before you know it, slowly we've traded the Jesus of Scriptures for some version who asks, honestly, nothing of us. The real Jesus, though, he flipped tables. The real Jesus told a rich man that he must sell everything. The real Jesus said, take up your cross daily. Does that sound like comfort to you? And that same Jesus of the Bible, he promised persecution, not applause from the culture we live in. So if you're getting that, you might want to check yourself. The safe Jesus, don't worry, he wants you to be comfortable. When I moved my family from Los Angeles to out here in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, it wasn't because I hate cities. I moved because I needed distance. Distance from that illusion. The illusion that comfort somehow equals blessing. Is that what we see in our Bible?
Yep, and this is prosperity gospels, what you'll see saying this, where it's like, oh, we're praying to God for blessings, and it's always something material, always. Not to grow in edification, not to grow in sanctification, not to grow in fighting sin, always blessings, favor, these are not things that Christians ordinarily will go to Jesus to seek. If you look in the scriptures, right? You look at the saints, you're not going to see David asking God for more jewels. You're not going to see Joshua asking for more cows, right? Solomon, greatest person, the wisest person who ever lived, according to scripture. He, asked God for like one thing. What did he ask for? He didn't ask for more power. He didn't ask for material possessions. He asked for wisdom. I think a sign of godliness is when you pray, what are you praying for primarily? And I'm not talking about like being like stuck in a jam, right? Like, let's say like you're like the side of the road. You're like, oh, God, I hope you get me out of this situation, whatever. That's one thing. But, just like day to day, everyday lives, no pressure or no extraordinary pressure, just like a normal day, normal routine. When you're praying to God, what are you praying for? I think if it's things like growing in sanctification, fighting sin, getting closer to Him, bearing more fruits of godliness, then that is the mark of a believer. More than, I hope I get this raise, I hope I get a car, I hope I win the lottery, all of these things, which are not necessarily bad things in and of themselves. But I think what you pray to God for or about the most shows what is closest to your heart.
The illusion that success equals favor. Talking about earthly success. Some illusion that safety equals obedience. Brothers, we are drowning in America in comfort. And historically, comfort has never produced revival. It produces sleep, weakness. In Revelation chapter 2, Jesus speaks to the church in Ephesus. He says, if you don't repent, I'm going to come and I'm going to remove your lampstand. That lampstand represented their witness. It was their spiritual authority, their influence, their light amidst the darkness. It wasn't their building, it wasn't their budget. It's their influence. Jesus was telling a church, I can remove your impact. Well, you still think you're thriving. Whew. That's spooky. When you look at America, church attendance, it's declining. People that actually know and study the Bible, it's collapsed. And conviction has just been replaced with branding. By the way, why do churches need logos? The light isn't gone, brothers, but it's flickering. And we're too busy trying to decode Russia, worried about a bunch of bullshit, instead of wondering and trying to figure out, why does our lampstand seem dim?
I will say I was not expecting profanity in a video like this. I must admit. I will also say that there's nothing wrong with having a logo. I think this, while this mindset is correct, this can cause a pursuit of asceticism for asceticism's sake. You can have logos. You can have nice things. You just have to make sure that you're not running to those things more than you're running to Christ, right? Like, it shouldn't be like, oh, this day was tough, but you know what? It's gonna be all good because I got a steak waiting for me in the kitchen, which may be good, right? You eat steak is fire, but I mean, you should be like, oh, this is a tough day, but you know what? It's all good because God got me. That's a godlier mindset to have, and that's a mindset you can have when you have plenty, and it's a mindset you can have when you do not have plenty.
Maybe the reason America isn't found in Revelation is because it's hard to find empires who serve themselves above God in there.
Well, I do think also that God didn't want us to look into the scriptures and be like, hey, look, it's us. I think that if he wanted us to search the scriptures for ourselves, he would have put us in there more plainly. But I mean, the point of scripture is not us, right? So even if I think there's one thing to be like, oh, I wonder, if America fits into all this. But doing that versus, eisegesis? Trying to insert ourselves into the text where we are not there, either implicitly or explicitly, is sort of like a level of, it's almost like perverse. Like, I'm going to go to the scripture to see where I am. Like, that almost seems like a misuse of scripture itself,
God does not preserve nations because of their past revivals. He preserves them, people, and preserves them who repent.
Bro knows ball, because like this is like straight up Nineveh, right? Nineveh, God sent Jonah down to Nineveh. He made Jonah say, hey guys, you're in sin, repent. And then Nineveh was like, you know what? You're right. Next generation, they went back to sin and God destroyed them. So Lost Ark Ranch, it's a nail on the head here.
We just assume that judgment looks like invasion, total destruction, but sometimes it looks like surrender to our own appetites, our own gluttony. Rome didn't collapse in a day. It eroded over time from within. No empire in human history has ever survived moral decay. And Scripture doesn't promise that ours will either. Here's the good news. Revelation ain't about the survival of America. Your first residency ain't here, it's to heaven. Revelation is about the triumph of Jesus. Nations rise, nations fall. Babylon fell, Rome fell. Empires just become footnotes in history. But the kingdom of God remains. So maybe the better question isn't, where is America in the end times? Maybe it's, is Jesus the Lord in my house over what I have dominion over? Have I smashed that idol of safety and set a standard for my family? Am I willing to lean into obedience over comfort? Because God doesn't remove lampstands from nations first. He removes them from the churches first. And he doesn't judge cultures before confronting his people. If they won't preach it from the pulpit, we got to live it, brothers. Not angry, not panicked, not obsessed with the things of the world, but holy. Because the only thing that survives the fire in Revelation is what belongs to the Lamb. Find Jesus, fight culture, spread the good news.
It's a pretty good video. Let's see, what do the comments say? TLW69 nice 32 says, this is not our home. Lost Ark Ranch hearted this. It says, yes and amen. Our first passport is to heaven. Appreciate you, Godspeed. Right. Yep. We're dual citizens. Honestly, we're just here on Earth and on a visa. If you think about it. But yeah, I mean, he's absolutely nailed it. I think the American, like religious, not religious, the American Christian culture is sort of just like vague and apathetic. Not really a whole lot about like inspiring people for to godliness, which is very, very unfortunate. But I always love seeing videos like that are sort of like reminders that there are Christians out there, and of course I have believers in my life who are examples of this as well. But it's really nice to see, like, outside of my immediate circle, to see videos out there like this, which are reminders that there are people out there living their faith out in public, in real life, and sort of like being the light that God wants us all to be, being good witnesses for him and pursuing Christ to the best of our ability. Okay, I did add another video to this tab because I want to react to this.
I have some breaking news.
we have this story here. This is just in. Alleged Austin mass shooter identified wore property of Allah sweatshirt.
I have some breaking news. I want to bring this in now. I've been telling everybody about the Austin mass shooter, and now we have a picture. And this is what we're finding out. Per multiple federal law enforcement sources to our own Bill Maloogian, the Austin mass shooter is a 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen who was born in Senegal and was living in Pflugerville, Texas.
Now, is this related at all to what's been going on in Iran, which, you know, I think we're gonna end up talking about that as well. But I do wonder if this is related to what happened in Iran, because there have been rumors, of course, that we still have sleeper cells in the United States of America. Actually, I definitely believe that we have sleeper cells in the United States of America, and I don't know what I don't know what Ali Khamenei would gain, right, from a sleeper cell being activated, but, you know, the regime in Iran does still seem to be intact. So maybe they had these sleeper cells activated, maybe these sleeper cells activated on their own. Still don't, I frankly know not a whole lot about this specific instance. So I don't know even if this guy was part of a terrorist cell or not. But very interesting. Property of Allah certainly is a little bit more than a dog whistle as to what this person's goal was.
Material recovered from his person and inside the vehicle give possible indications of a nexus to terrorism, as the FBI announced earlier today. And remember what we said he had in his possession and was also wearing. The shooter was wearing clothing that said Allah on it. His sweater said property of Allah. And there's also known to be an undershirt with an Iranian flag and other materials inside. And remember what Representative Michael McCall of Texas just told me last hour. He said, Harris, in my own backyard just last night, we had an event that possibly could have been terror inspired right here in Austin, Texas. This is what he was talking about. Brett, I was reminding Americans this is not a new place for us to be in terms of keeping our heads on a swivel. But it bears repeating, we've lost Americans in the fight on the battlefield, and protecting the homeland now is also something that we must be on the alert. Now, authorities have not tied this Austin situation to what's happening in the Middle East as terror related to that, but they are investigating it just moments ago, confirming as a possible terror attack. Your reaction?
Well, we have to remain vigilant. I mean, Khamenei, he was a religious figure. We don't know if this attack was associated, but it very well may be. But the fact is, this isn't a representation of how most people from that region feel. The Iranian people, they fear their own rulers more than our own military. They hate, their own oppressive rulers than anyone else. And we may
also, is that guy really Iranian? I don't know. I don't know if that guy's really Iranian. He could be. You never know, but
more attacks like this, we have to be vigilant. There are proxy groups everywhere that are looking for ways to harm Americans and hurt Americans. And but the fact of the matter is, overall, there are images right now showing most Iranians and most Shias celebrating today, not because of war, but because they hate their own rulers more than anyone else. That's a sign that we're striking, not just at their military, we're striking at the legitimacy of a brutal regime. The Iranian people want better relationships with the West. They have the potential to be our biggest ally. I think it's important we collectively separate the terrorist regime from that of the majority Iranian people. These people have spent decades, trying to hurt us. And so the fact is, again, we just need to remain vigilant in the wake of these strikes.
Look, I don't want to make too much out of this, because the FBI and federal authorities have to do their jobs and tell us what the facts are with this particular case. But you are looking at on your screen right now the man that they suspect to be the Austin, Texas shooter. And he is 53 years old. And I don't know if you had seen this as well. There were all sorts of descriptions about age, but now we know some specificity. He's 53-year-old American citizen, naturalized, originally from Senegal. He is wearing a sweater,
Senegal.
and you can see here a sweater that says "Property of Allah" with an undershirt and the Iranian flag. I want to ask you about this. We had a tremendous amount of people come across the border, and I can't ignore this because this is just fact, Brett. There are a lot of people in this country, we don't know if they're being radicalized. Maybe some came in and they participated in that or led the way or have become something different while they're here. But it matters letting millions of people come in and you have no way to vet them. And that's what happened under the Biden administration. We're catching up, but a lot of those people are still here. Your thoughts?
Well, with that, as well as what's going on overseas, there's been a seismic shift in global security, right? That regime over there in Iran is, fragile.
Okay, so I wanted to look this up. I didn't want to speak out of turn, but apparently Iran and Senegal's relations are close enough to warrant an entire Wikipedia article. Says here, Iran-Senegal relations refer to the historical and current bilateral relationship. Bilateralism is the conduct of political, economic, or cultural relations between two sovereign states. It is in contrast to unilateralism or multilateralism, which is activity by a single state or jointly by multiple states, respectively. Let's see, on 23rd February 2011, Senegal severed diplomatic relations with Iran, but relations have since then been reestablished. Relations were described as positive in 2019. There have been state visits, economic ties, etc. We've got a little map here that shows the distance. They're not neighbors by any stretch of the imagination, but they are allies. So that's interesting to note, I think, and probably relevant, that Senegal and Iran, they are friendly with each other. So it would make sense to me that this could be in response to the assassination of Khamenei.
After decades of corruption, that border for years was a perfect place for the Iranian regime to send some of their proxy groups undetected. I don't know if you remember years ago, we almost had an attack in DC where Iranians were sent in to try and kill the Saudi ambassador at the time. There are humans out there that want to hurt us. And right now there is a complete structural shock to the Iranian regime and their way of life. Their internal system is highly centralized around this supreme leader, and that religious leader is gone. I think that was one of the reasons that President Trump initially had maybe held off the Israelis striking Khamenei, because he was such a religious figure. But that's changed now. We've removed that node, and it's created this uncertainty inside the clerical establishment across the proxy networks globally, and we need to just pay attention for more attacks like this.
Brett Velikovich, thank you for your response on those Americans who've been killed and those who have been badly injured. Thank you very much. On behalf of all those families, both of us, we wish them well.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I do hope that they get more details about that shooter's motivations, identity, all of that stuff, because, finding out more information about shooters like that certainly does help us figure out, okay, well, how could this be prevented in the future? Also, I would like to look up more information at some point about what caused or not what caused the shooting, but like how the shooting went down. Because also you can examine kind of what the response was like, and then try to think of ways that the response could have been improved, and more lives could have been saved. However, there is one thing that I do want to talk about. So you guys are probably familiar with the fact that there was a shooter, a mass shooter in Austin who went and killed a bunch of people. Turns out that while he is an American citizen, he actually is also an immigrant. He migrated from a country called Senegal, which is a country in Africa, and came to the country, ended up shooting a whole bunch of people. Now, this reminds me of a discussion that I heard on Timcast IRL sometime like a week or two ago, and they were discussing immigration. I think it was whatever episode Tommy Robinson was in. Tommy Robinson was making it seem like you just can't have immigration into America or into any country and expect it to go well over time. Actually, here, let me see if I can find that clip. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so hold on. You'll hear stuff like this.
In the UK, Muslim men make up 3% of the population. They're responsible for 90% of the convictions for rape gangs. 90% from a 3% population. Now, 30% of the men convicted are called Mohammed. If you go to Sweden, 63% of the rapes, Muslim migrants. There's about 15% Muslim population, but 63% of the rapes. Paris, 77% of the rapes are Muslim migrants. Austria, 48% of the rapes are Muslim migrants. Germany, 58% of the rapes are Muslim migrants. Just look at the rape statistics. In the UK, 2023 to 2023, our rapes went from 8,800 to 88,000. You take that same statistic and go another 20 years, you're talking 1 million rapes, 880,000 rapes.
How you guys doing?
Okay, so, you know, those stats are correct, right? It's true, right? You've got a lot of these migrants coming over into these European countries and then committing acts of violence. However, here's the thing that these people always miss is that, you know, if you want to fix the root problem, right, which is, you know, you've got people committing acts of violence, committing assaults, and then not only, you know, committing those assaults, but then getting re-released to do the same thing over and over again. I can't think of how many times I see stories of someone getting shot in the face or whatever by someone who is an illegal immigrant in the United States of America, and then come to find out that they had already been arrested 1, 2, or even 3 dozen times for other violent crimes, and they either weren't prosecuted or they had an extremely lenient sentence placed on them. Honestly, in my opinion, so people think like, oh, okay, these people will never assimilate. I don't think that's true. I do think that one thing that you can do is make sure your judicial branch is working properly. There are so many places in America where it's literally just catch and release. Like, we're not talking about like bad fish here. These are like people who are being violent, right? And certainly I'm not talking about all immigration. I actually think that kind of like fixing the judicial system will allow you to import more migrants, and I'll explain why, right? So someone like Tommy Robinson will look at, you know, the UK importing a bunch of migrants and then having all this violence and be like, oh, well, immigration is the problem. Well, I will say that kind of like, you know, I don't think it's wise to sort of have a massive influx of migration because I think it causes cultural issues and rifts, right? The people who live there will probably look to the outsiders as with some level of disdain, and if you don't give the migrants ample time or resources or the ability to assimilate, or they don't want to assimilate, then that causes massive cultural clashes, and then you've got like basically you know, 2 very distinct cultures living within the country, and they are at enmity with each other. That's not good. But here's the thing. Not everybody that you bring over is going to be violent, right? You could be importing a whole lot of very, very peaceful migrants. Saying that immigration is the problem, you should just get rid of immigration, deprives your nation of having potentially very productive, very good immigrants who would be positive influences on your culture and positive influences on your country. The solution to this is simple. Fix your judicial system, right? Fix the justice system. So you import these migrants, and then what do you do? They commit a crime, you send them to jail, or you kick them out. But, you know, send them to jail, throw away the key, throw them in there for like 20, 30 years or whatever, and guess what? They're not going to assault any member of the public again. This is a very strong message that if you want to come to America and do violence, then you're going straight to jail and you probably won't see sunlight again for the rest of your life, right? And then that may deter some people who want to be violent from coming to America, in my opinion, right? Because, like, you know, it's not like they were stuck in jail where they came from. They might as well keep on being violent where they came from rather than doing it over here only to get arrested after a month or two, you know? And also, the reason why I'm in such big favor of this is because this doesn't just affect crime and violence when it comes to migrants. This affects crime and violence when it comes to American citizens. Because there's a big problem too, where, and especially a lot of blue cities, where someone will get assaulted by an American citizen. Like, especially the homeless, but like other people too. Someone will get assaulted by an American citizen. And then guess what happens? They're let right back out on the street. No prosecution. So we would get rid of crime in a lot of places that don't even have illegal immigration if you just fixed the justice system. Someone is committing acts of violence, you throw them in jail. That's how it should go, right? And I'm not talking about, getting rid of like innocent before proven guilty. I'm not talking about changing standards of evidence. All I'm saying is let's do more prosecutions rather than releasing them after being detained, right? Let's press more charges when there are acts of violence. Because if you don't do that, you're doing your citizens a disservice. You are sending a message to your people that you don't care about them getting hurt, right? Whether or not it's a citizen or it's a migrant. Either way, you don't care. And that's not a good message to send to your people. If you want the confidence, the support, and the faith of your people, you do the things that will make them believe that you can trust them with your lives, right? And that's not letting career criminals go free so they can assault more people. That is just not it, Chief. That's just not it. But yeah, that is a thought I've had stewing in my mind for a while. I wanted to make sure that I got to that because I do think it's an important thing to mention. I sympathize with the people who are anti-immigration, but I think ultimately, in my opinion, current systems that exist today is just like, we'll import these people from this country and let them attack 15 people. That's kind of like the mentality, like one by one, it's fine. Like that's kind of like the mentality that a lot of judicial systems seem to have. Where to me, it's like, I think it's a massive improvement if instead of 15 people, it's just one, and then they're in jail and they rot. But that's just me. We do have this massive story out of Austin, Texas. There was a mass shooting that killed multiple people. Colleen Noir decided to sort of try to break down the shooter's motive. The shooter did have a hoodie on that said "Property of Allah," so one could only imagine what his motive might have been. I don't know if Colleen Noir was able to find some more concrete evidence. It'd be really interesting to see what his take is, though.
At least 20 people were shot in downtown Austin this morning.
And bro, they screwed up the audio, man. I can only hear the one ear.
At least 20 people were shot in downtown Austin this morning, and at least 3 people are dead. Take a look. It happened behind me.
Aesthetic security. It's a term I use to describe the warm and fuzzy feeling you get when you see a line of squad cars parked under the neon lights of a city street. You think, I'm good. I'm even guilty of this. The guys with the badge are here. But safety isn't a feeling. It's a cold, hard reality of time and space. And on Sunday morning at 1:59 a.m. on 6th Street in Austin, the space between feeling safe and being safe was exactly 57 seconds.
17 people are hurt. 14 were taken to the hospital. 3 are in critical condition. And 3 people were found at the scene dead.
I'm very thankful for the speed with which our public safety officials responded to this. I don't think there's any question that it saved lives.
This was a very active scene. As many of you know, we have paramedics that are embedded in the entertainment district and with the Austin Police Department on the weekends. We received the call at 1:59 a.m. and within 57 seconds, the first paramedics and officers were on scene actively treating the patients.
That was the response.
I will say that's a really good response time. I mean, that probably is 20 times better than the average, I'd imagine.
The first paramedics and officers were on scene actively treating the patients.
That was the response time. To the media, that's a heroic success, and it is. But to the 16 people caught in the crossfire, 57 seconds is a lifetime when you're staring down the barrel of a rifle with nothing but a cocktail in your hand to defend yourself.
I will say, at some point, you can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, man. Can we not celebrate the fact that it took only 57 seconds for there to be a response? Especially in a situation like this, let's take a W when it's being served to us on a silver platter, okay?
at this point prepared to say that it was potentially an act of terrorism. The FBI is working in lockstep with our partners, with Austin Police Department. We have members from our evidence response team, as well as our many other specialty teams, including our digital forensics folks that are on scene, helping to address the scene.
Working in lockstep. It sounds organized, it sounds powerful, but lockstep is a post-game analysis. I was on the east end of 6th Street this week, Thursday to be exact, the side where the cops congregate because that's where they expect the trouble. But the wolf doesn't play the odds. The wolf plays the vulnerability. The shooter didn't go to the east end. He went to the west 6th, outside of Buford's backyard beer garden. He found the gap where the lockstep was just 3 blocks too far away.
There were indicators that on the subject and in his vehicle that indicate potential nexus to terrorism. Again, it's still too early to make a determination on that. That's why we're investigating it very closely with our partners with Austin Police Department.
The FBI is being careful, but the evidence isn't. The shooter was reportedly wearing a Property of Allah hoodie and an undershirt with the Iranian flag. They found a Quran in his SUV. This happened less than 24 hours after the U.S. and Israel launched an Operation Epic Fury against Tehran. We are officially at war, and for years we've been warned about sleeper cells and radicalized sympathizers right here on our soil. We're told the war is over there, but Sunday morning proved that over there is now right here. Now, I want to be very clear about what I'm saying next. I'm not advocating for anyone to carry a firearm while they're drinking or getting drunk at a bar. What I'm saying is that in this current global crisis, your lifestyle has to reflect the reality of the threat. If you're a part-time carrier, someone who carries 50% of the time, or only when you're going to bad neighborhoods, you're leaving a gap that a predator like this shooter is looking for. This is the time to think about really increasing that percentage closer to 100. If that means you change your plans, if that means maybe you stay sober so you can stay strapped and legal, then maybe that's something you might want to consider. You never know when or where a sleeper cell is going to decide to bring the front lines to your doorstep. True. You don't get to choose the time of the attack, but you do get to choose your level of readiness. Under the law, specifically Warren v. DC.
Also, I will say this, you know, I think not everyone is called to own or carry weapons. You know, owning a weapon is something I would love to do at some point. I don't have one. I think it'd just be good in general for safety. But, you know, I think that there is more that someone can do to keep themselves safe in a situation like this, other than just like having a gun, right? Having a gun's a good idea. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a gun, but there are more things you can do. For example, whenever you go to a place, observe your surroundings. If you see someone walking around with a Property of Allah sweatshirt on, you know, especially if you're holding a weapon or seems to be acting a little strange, then maybe, you know, that should give you some pause, you know, understandably so. And whenever you are around and you see someone looking odd, don't be like, oh, you know, that's just them, right? You know, put some distance between you and them, right? Because you don't always have the luxury of giving someone the benefit of the doubt without harm coming to yourself or others, right? Be like, oh, I don't want to judge someone. What if they, you know, just have something going on? Well, like that something going on could very well give you a something going on very quick, right? Also, whenever you're in an environment, consider escape plans. Be like, oh, if there was you know, just think to yourself, hey, if there was a shot right now, where would I go? You know, look at the exits whenever you go to a venue. You know, what corners might I hide in? Is there anything that I could throw at a potential perpetrator? These types of things, I do get the impression that, you know, just from discourse online, this is something that men tend to think about more than women. But I think it would do women a great service to think about these things too, especially in a society where I'm Gen Z. We've got more single women than in previous generations, single men as well, but single women as well. So it would do women good to kind of like have these thoughts in the back of their heads as well when they're out in public, because you don't have to be strapped in order to be able to protect yourself. Some people have pepper spray, some people have knives, but you can also have situational awareness. If you know where an exit goes and you can get there within 10 seconds of a shot being fired, I think you're ahead of probably 99% of people in the crowd. You know, that's just a fact.
attack, but you do get to choose your level of readiness. Under the law, specifically Warren v. DC, the police have no legal duty to protect you specifically. Their duty is to the public at large. When the shooting starts, the only person with a legal or moral duty to protect your life is you. The police did their job, and they did it well.
Police responded quickly. They say that they had engaged with the suspect, who is now dead.
They killed the threat, and in a very short time, I will admit. But they weren't the first responders. The victims were. Don't mistake police presence for your own personal safety. The wolf doesn't attack the shepherd. He attacks the flock that thinks the shepherd is just around the corner. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.
Well, I mean, he didn't really mention any specific products, but I mean, hey, I did my part. I guess I shared the video. Yeah, see, look. See, you gotta take the, see, Ty Two Fly in the comments said, still a way better response than Uvalde PD. Exactly, right? Where Bonzi says, I don't drink and I always stay strapped. That's a good policy to have as well. Pedrog 717 says, sleeper cells are in our country and Texas is full of these terrorists. Arm yourself and keep yourself safe. I don't know what proof there is of this. This person got 39 replies. Whole lot of people basically agreeing, but I don't know, if we have proof or evidence of this. The Truth 7046 says sleeper cells in every state of America. Prepare patriots. I agree with that. I believe that. There's a difference between, sleeper cells being in every state and sleeper cells being everywhere. One sleeper cell in every state is not like a whole lot, to be honest. Let's see. What is this? Okay. Donald Trump gave an update on Operation Epic Fury. He posted this in 4K as well. Absolutely quality mogging the Iranian regime, because there's no way they could ever record and post a video in 4K. I could never see them doing that.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now, it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. Last night, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death was announced. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives.
See, and this is why, you guys probably know me, my track record. I'm not a big fan of American intervention. However, there are a lot of Iranians, I think maybe even the majority, but there are certainly a lot of Iranians who they've been victimized, terrorized by the Iranian government. And so they really wanted to see Khamenei dead. They really wanted to see the existing government toppled. And so to me, while yes, I do think that this is kind of very adjacent, if not actually verging into the territory of being an act of war, I also understand and respect the fact that this is what the Iranian people wanted, as far as I can tell. They wanted the Iranian regime to be toppled. Now, they wanted to replace the current regime. That's a whole nother conversation, but they certainly wanted Khamenei dead. You're not really seeing, at least from what I could tell, whole lot of mourning Iranians right now. So, while some people might be like, well, I think that, Iran should worry about Iran. They should take care of themselves. The people who really wanted to resist up against Iran, which, by the way, they've been resisting at least once a year for the past 5 or 6 years now, they've been trying to resist against Iran and topple the government on their own, but they've been unsuccessful. And after the most recent crackdown, in which I think 20 or 30,000 Iranians were killed, they're like, we can't do this on our own. We need Donald Trump to help us. And Donald Trump has listened to their cry and he has taken action. Again, I don't think he should have bypassed Congress. I think he should have had a declaration of war from Congress. I understand the fears of news and information being leaked, right? There was deposition of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, where pictures got leaked from that. So even if you try to have a secret vote, I just don't think it's I understand the fear of something being leaked, but I think as the President of the United States, your goal is to follow the Constitution to the best of your ability. I don't think that Donald Trump is doing that, especially when he goes around bombing a bunch of countries. If I was president, what I would try to do is, hey, let's get Congress together. Let's vote. Absolute secrecy. Put us in a black box or whatever when we do this vote, and then we can actually go to legitimate war with Iran to justify this action legally versus justifying it by saying, oh, committee was bad, or oh, the Iranian people wanted this to happen, both of which are true, but neither of them are clauses in the Constitution was like, well, if the guy is really bad, then you can do whatever you want. Or it's like, oh, if the people in the other country really want you to shoot missiles over there, then you can do whatever you want. And that's not how the Constitution works, right? So while I am glad that, Iran's getting attacked, I do think Donald Trump should have gone through the proper channels.
They want immunity. They're calling by the thousands. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
I did hear about this. At least one American service member passed away during this militant action.
Our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war.
Okay, that's a little hyperbolic, but okay, I understand.
Against
they've waged war against the West, right? So if you view the West as the civilized world, then sure, I understand what you mean.
Civilization itself. Our resolve, and likewise that of Israel, has never been stronger. America is now again the richest, most powerful nation in the world by far. But the only reason we enjoy the quality of life that we do and the freedom and security is we have done things that others are unable to do. But it's because of warriors who are willing to lay down their lives to do battle with our enemies. And they do battle better than anybody. An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons that would allow them to extort the world to their evil will. Not going to let.
And I agree with this. I think some people are very mad that like America's like, oh, that America and Israel, because Israel as well. But like some people are very mad that America would be like, oh, this country has nuclear weapons, and they say that we better stop them from having nuclear weapons because they're like, oh, well, all countries should be able to have nuclear weapons. And I understand that mindset. In general, it is good for more nations to have, well, not more nations, it is good for a plurality of nations to have nuclear weapons, because I think it does keep war at bay, because everyone knows the nuclear war is basically catastrophic for the Earth, and I don't think any country beyond Ukraine is suicidal enough to engage in war efforts that would destroy them. Now, the thing that these people are missing is the fact that Iran has literally said that they say they hate America, they say they hate Israel. It is 1,000% reasonable to assume that the instant Iran has a working nuclear weapons program, they would use it to threaten the United States, they would use it to threaten Israel, or they would use it to actually launch attacks against Israel or against the United States of America. So this idea that we should just allow Iran, who says that they hate our guts and say they want to destroy us, to have nuclear weapons so that we can be nice, that's not a long-term strategy for survival, right? Niceness doesn't get you surviving for very long. So, I understand where you're coming from. It's just lacking a lot of context in regards to what the state of Iran actually stands for and kind of what they've proclaimed as their goals in the past.
Let it happen. We're not happening to us.
I will add, though, because there are a lot of people who don't believe the government when they say that when they say that they have nuclear weapons or developing nuclear weapons. There's a lot of like Bush era PTSD that's kicking in for a lot of folks, even if it's nostalgic. And they didn't even actually experience that conflict, right? But there are some people who have doubts about whether or not the government's telling the truth on that. And if that's your perspective and that's your thought, then I sympathize with that point of view, because to be honest, you never 100% know when the government is or isn't lying to you. Unfortunately, you just have to look at the leadership and be like, oh, do I trust them or do I not trust them? There's a lot of people who look at Donald Trump and be like, oh, I don't trust him. So therefore, those people would have reason to disbelieve the majority of things that come from the state until you hear it from another state actor, like the UK, like Israel, like Russia, like China, other countries across the world.
We're not going to let it happen to others. The United States has the strongest military the world has ever seen. I rebuilt our military in my first term. There's never been a military like we possess. And frankly, there's nobody even close, but we are now using that military for good. We want to have it for good purpose. We're undertaking this massive operation not merely to ensure security for our own time and place, but for our children and their children, just as our ancestors have done for us many, many years ago. This is the duty and the burden of a free people. These actions are right, and they are necessary to ensure that Americans will never have to face a radical, bloodthirsty terrorist regime armed with nuclear weapons and lots of threats. For almost 50 years, these wicked extremists have been attacking the United States while chanting the slogan, "Death to America," or "Death to Israel," or both. They are the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. We are the world's greatest and most powerful nation, so we can do something about what they do. These intolerable threats will not continue any longer. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military and police to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death.
And see, when you use, this is the thing, right? Because there are some situations or some cases, like for instance, the strikes in Iran like 6 to 9 months ago, where very clearly there was an objective that was, I would say, maybe not necessarily war. I mean, it veered into it. I think it was a lot less warlike than this action, because what Trump was doing was like, hey, I hate the fact that you're building nukes. We're going to put an end to that. And then they went and tried to blow up a bunch of nuclear material and infrastructure, right? And then they're like, okay, mission accomplished, and they flew away. This is different. Donald Trump has been saying, we are going to destroy you, give up or die. That's quite literally what he's been saying. I don't know how you get any closer to a declaration of war than maybe saying we're going to conquer your land and install our own government replacing yours. That's the only other thing I can think of that's more warlike. So if this is the objective, right, to kill everyone in the government, then he should have declared a state of war. He should have declared an act of. He should have declared war with the consent of Congress. Now, and here's another thing too, right? You can have limited military action without the approval of Congress. Another thing Donald Trump could do a few strikes here and there, right? Now nothing is a surprise. You have no element of surprise to ruin if you go to Congress and say, hey, can I get a little, can I get me one of those approvals of declarations of war? You know? So he could do that too. He could do that tomorrow. That would be a good course of action. You don't have to worry about anything being leaked. You don't have to, worry about, tipping your hand, because Iran already knows what Trump is about now. He said it in public.
On all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom, to seize this moment, to be brave, be bold, be heroic, and take back your country. America is with you. I made a promise to you, and I fulfilled that promise. The rest will be up to you, but we'll be there to help. Thank you. God bless you to our incredible warriors, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Now, because the White House is, in very, very thorough and faithful pursuit of freedom, free expression, free speech, they did not leave their comments on. But I can only imagine that this had a very warm reception. We're going to estimate it dislike ratio of what is this, 25-1? Something like that. That's a pretty good ratio. I mean, frankly, I like almost everything about this except the fact that he went around Congress. There's only so many times that Iran can keep on building nuclear weapons while saying they want to destroy America that we could tolerate. I think that at a certain point we have to stop and say no. We can't keep on playing this game of we can't play this game of tag where it's like they're like, hey, they're like, hey, we hate America, and then America's like, you guys should stop building nuclear weapons then. And then Iran's like, okay, and then America looks over them and they're like, hey, you're building nuclear weapons, stop that. And Iran says, okay, and then America says, thanks. And then we look over again and we see them building more nuclear weapons. That cycle has to end eventually. And this only ends, frankly, I think, in two ways. One, Iran actually stops building nuclear weapons, which they're not going to do. Or two, America destroys Iran and topples the government, which I don't know if we're going to do that either. We probably would need assistance of people on the ground to instill a better government than what currently exists. But look, I think that Trump is able to thread the needle on a lot of international conflicts. And I will say that every time Donald Trump does a militaristic action, I end up tending to be surprised. But I still kind of have to keep logic in the equation. I just don't see Trump bringing a lasting improvement to the Iranian government and to the Iranian people. I just think it's just too difficult to do this in a foreign land without the help of the people. I don't know either the scale to which the people are rising up now that these bombs have dropped. Frankly, I think this would have been easier to do with the cooperation of the people on the ground, but it's kind of hard to do that when they keep shutting off the internet. But it'll be interesting to observe this situation as it develops, because, this is something that could very well spread to becoming a world war. We had Iran responding by bombing American bases in other countries, which had them, very upset. It's really bad when you've got the UK wagging their finger at Muslims saying, hey, stop doing that, it's bad. Usually they don't really care very much about Islamic violence. But here they were like, oh, this is a bridge too far. So that stuff is about to get real if Iran keeps on testing Western powers like this.
In the past 24 hours, Iran has taken military action against 14 countries.
This is by Asmongold. Clips is called Things Are Escalating Fast.
In the past 24 hours, Iran has taken...
This is literally what I was talking about, Iran escalating these tensions.
In the past 24 hours, Iran has taken military action against 14 countries. The USA, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan,
now,
Iraq.
To be fair, if I remember correctly, these are American military targets inside of these countries. It's not like they're like bombing Jordan's White House, essentially.
Bahrain, Israel, Oman, Syria, Cyprus, France, Italy, and the UK. Holy shit. Breaking the French aircraft carrier. Oh shit. The French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle leave the Baltic Sea and set sails for the Eastern Mediterranean. What were you thinking? The French weren't even involved. They weren't doing anything. And then you just, you know what? Fuck you.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States launched one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensive the world has ever seen.
Gotta say, knocking out the main guy on the first day, that's pretty good.
Ayatollah Khamenei is dead. This wretched and vile man, all over Iran, the voices of the Iranian people could be heard cheering and celebrating in the streets when his death was announced. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. They want immunity. Lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. Won't be pretty. I call upon all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom, take back your country. America is with you. I made a promise to you. The rest will be up to you. And God bless the United States of America.
This is what Keir Starmer has said. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I think I saw this one. This is the one where the UK was actually criticizing the this is Islamic violence.
Mr. Trump.
Yesterday, I spoke to you about the situation in the Gulf.
This is already sounding like a YouTube apology video.
And explained that the United Kingdom was not involved in the strikes on Iran. That remains the case. Over the last 2 days, Iran has launched sustained attacks across the region, where British citizens are staying. Our decision that the UK would not be involved with the strikes on Iran was deliberate, because we believe that the best way forward for the region and for the world is a negotiated settlement.
Great idea. Why didn't anybody else think of this?
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It entirely makes sense for the UK to be like, look, Iran is beefing with America and Israel. Let them duke it out, right? I don't see what the UK has to gain with them going after Iran. Hey, look, with the state of the UK right now, frankly, you might risk an uprising of, Islamic citizens against the government being like, hey, stop attacking that Islamic government over there. We think Islam is pretty cool, and we like Sharia law and whatever. You might even risk that reaction inside of the UK. So, it's needless for the UK to even butt in, especially when the UK's military does not really, I don't think it would add very much to the American response, to be honest. So I think that, this is certainly not the first case of Asmongold being off base on something for sure, but I think that he's a little bit off base when making fun of the UK for, kind of relying on the United States and Iran to work things out. Because when America has a position of being a world leader and a world power, especially the premier first world state on the global stage, you have the responsibility as well as the leverage and the privilege to negotiate situation between other nations when it comes to situations like this. So it completely makes sense for the UK to be like, we're going to take a step back and let Trump figure everything out. But when Iran is expanding the scope of the violence, then there comes a point, and I think Keir Starmer is understanding this, there comes a point when you have to act for the betterment and the safety of your own citizens, or else you're going to get wiped out waiting for America to fix something that, maybe they can't fix on their own.
The only way to stop the threat is to destroy the missiles at source.
No, wait, are you telling me that in order to stop the missiles hitting you, you have to stop the missiles from spawning?
The United States has requested permission to use British bases for that specific and limited defensive purpose.
Isn't it crazy how terrified he is of alienating his radical Muslim voter base? It's so obvious that's the reason why he's pussyfooting around this.
That is in accordance with international law.
Jesus Christ. This is bad. This is really bad. I'm so sorry.
Nothing bad. No, there's nothing bad about following international law. This guy, See, what are the things about Asmongold? And I've watched video. I used to kind of be more of a fan of Asmongold. I've watched a major video, not several hours long, at least an hour and a half long. I don't know what it's called, but it basically broke down Asmongold. He very much leans authoritarian. He brushes aside things like international law. He thinks that due process is, to an extent, a chore. And that is sort of like the problem when you kind of get into like situations where people's lives are at stake, especially, right? You can't just blow someone up because you think it's a good idea, right? You do have an obligation to follow international law. And for the people who say, oh, there's no such thing as an international law, sure, yes, there is. There are things like the Geneva Convention. There are things like the UN charters. I believe they're UN charters. I think it's the right word for it. Now, if you decide you want to act outside the bounds of the UN, okay, but in a world where the vast majority of the world is in the UN, including even Axis powers, let's put it that way, like China and Russia, if you're only going to get so far in messing with other countries while violating international law.
And we are publishing a summary of our legal advice. And we will not join offensive action now.
Like Iran can bomb you.
But Iran is pursuing a scorched earth strategy. So we are supporting the collective self-defense of our allies and our people in the region, because that is our duty.
Wait, so is he using military force or not? It's hard to tell.
To the British people, protecting British interests and British lives.
Wow. Following the ongoing...
I mean, that's like a word salad. Hold on. So let me see. I'm just gonna look this up. Did the UK participate in strikes against Iran? This is The Guardian. Okay, so I think this is newer than that statement, but this is from The Guardian. Yeah, it says, UK to allow US to use British bases for defensive strikes against Iran. Within hours of the Prime Minister's statement, the UK's Krotiri Air Force base in Cyprus was reportedly hit by a drone. Well, that'll do it too. But yeah. See, and this is... frankly, with how the UK votes, they deserve their leaders, but you know, it's always sad to see such leadership out of the UK. But hey, it's always a great reminder of why people left in the first place to form America. It's like, you know what? I understand why you guys left on boats in the winter. Like, this is insane and kind of sad.
Situation in Iran. I'm convening a special security college on Monday. For regional security and stability, is it of the utmost importance that there is no further escalation through Iran's unjustified attacks on partners in the region? They're not even working on the weekend. World War III happening live.
I can't.
Europeans, the war starts on Monday.
Bro,
in the past 24 hours.
Bro, I cannot wait. Dude, I cannot wait for the United Nations strongly worded letter. That's going to go crazy.
Today reporting.
Okay, so whenever the United States does something good, someone has to complain. Today it's Kat Abugazela. She is discussing I guess the strikes on Iran. It says, where I stand, self-determination and diplomacy. If you guys aren't familiar with who she is the streamer candidate. She's the future of American politics. She is the radical progressive running for, I think, a Democratic nominee for a seat in the Chicago, Illinois legislature. She is transforming how politics will run. I think that she's going to win her election, and people are going to be turning their heads and be like, oh, wow, how did Kat win her election? Well, she is winning her election by targeting the next generation of voters and doing a really good job of it. I absolutely respect how she's been running her campaign. However, many of her policies and positions, unfortunately, are brain dead. So while I support her political skill and her acumen, I don't support all of her policies. And I think that she is a really good representative of the progressive left today. So I react to her from time to time. here is her, I guess, best case, I suppose, against America striking Iran, which, to be fair, I do think Donald Trump should have gone to Congress. But other than that, with all the Iranians who have been saying, oh, we want to topple this dictator, and also the rebels saying, oh, we can't do this alone, we need Donald Trump's help, I don't think that it violates self-determination to attack Iran. And it's been clear that diplomacy has not worked in getting rid of nuclear weapons in Iran.
Today, reporting revealed an email sent by someone on my staff detailing my foreign policy. The answers surprised a lot of people, including myself. I want to be really clear. I did not know of that email's existence, and I would not have approved the language in said email.
Wait. What is this? Well, you know, maybe there's some things that she needs to change about her campaign, though. If you got a staffer writing emails on her behalf to her mailing list that oppose her own positions. What is this? I didn't even know about an email. Here, let me see if I can find this. Hold on. Well, look, at first glance, I'm not seeing anything about the email. This is weird. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. I think I found something. Whew, so apparently this email was leaked. Okay, this is actually not good. And we know that this is common, though, right? Candidates run on one thing, and then it turns out that they stand for something completely different. Let's see. Do we have a copy of the full email? All I'm seeing is everyone citing the same drop site video. There's a drop site article. Or not even an article, a post. Okay, I didn't even know that Kat Bukazela was a socialist. I knew she was radical, but I didn't know she was like that. Hold on.
Get your exclusive reporting. So Kat is running for Congress in Illinois, correct?
Right.
Chicago area.
Chicago area.
And she just had a debate. Kat Abu-Ghazala, Palestinian American, running as kind of the most left wing candidate against Daniel Biss, who was he the mayor of Evanston, and kind of like an Elizabeth Warren type liberal.
Yeah.
And
Progressive
Laura
for
Fine,
sure, but not exactly like Bernie Wing.
Right. And then Laura Fine, who is getting all of the AIPAC support. So it's kind of like a three-way race between them. The latest poll I saw had Biss up by like 6-7 points with Kat in second, and then both of them beating Laura Fine, which is remarkable because Fine was kind of, Fine had the pole position here. But it seems like the AIPAC money is actually dragging her down. It's this Evanston area. It's a very well educated district, and so once it got out that she was secretly backed by AIPAC, it seems like all of that money is as much of a handicap as it is helping her.
Yo, she's backed by. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. These people. These people never cease to amaze me. Let me see if they posted the email here. Not seeing anything about it here, but anyways, we'll just read this and move on because I don't have all day. Leaked email. Kata Bugazela, firmly an interventionist foreign policy advisor, says Kata Bugazela, a socialist democratic candidate in Illinois' 9th district and one of the only Palestinian Americans seeking office in 2026, was described by our national security advisor as firmly an interventionist who won't stop until Russia is made to pay for its crimes. In written responses detailing her foreign policy vision obtained by DropSite, Ben Mermel wrote in an email to a Washington-based progressive foreign policy activist that Bugazela believes the world is better off when America takes a leading role, and that the U.S. has an obligation to support pro-democracy movements around the world, from Iran to Venezuela. Now, I don't know what this has to do with running Illinois' 9th district, but okay. He added that CAT wholly supports the National Endowment for Democracy as well as its affiliated organizations NDI, IRI, and the AFL-CIO's Solidarity Center, and said Congress should expand tools from sanctions to NGO support to advance those efforts without always resorting to kinetic force. The DC-based activist had written to Mermel saying he had noticed unusually hawkish language in the campaign website related to Ukraine and Taiwan and was looking for clarification. In his response, Mermel said that on Taiwan, she would amend the Taiwan Relations Act by dropping our strategic ambiguity and make clear the U.S. would counter Chinese aggression with force, arguing the region now requires a firmer hand. On Ukraine, Mermel wrote that she would hold the line, support funding the Ukrainian war effort to the hilt, back long-range strikes on Russian strategic targets, deploy additional U.S. air, naval, and ground assets to NATO's front line, and that she supports the seizure redistribution of Russian assets in Europe and the United States for the purpose of financing the war effort. So, I mean, she is a socialist, so like seizing things that people own shouldn't surprise me, to be honest. Bugazela did not respond to a request for comment, but a source close to the campaign told DropSite that the advisor's email did not accurately represent her views, saying Kat is committed to taking on authoritarianism, okay, but is vehemently against the military-industrial complex and the continuation of failed U.S. intervention approaches. Bugazela has consistently argued that the U.S. support for Israel's genocide in Gaza, and at a recent forum said she opposes U.S. strikes on Iran. Mermel in 2024 attended a pro-Israel protest held to counter the encampment at George Washington University. He has been Bugazela's national security advisor since July 2025, according to Legastorm. The full exchange is posted below. Watch the report on breaking points. That is also interesting because maybe Bugazela has controlled opposition against the far left, or at least against, like anti-West foreign policy, because she must have known, I would imagine, that Mermel had attended a pro-Israel protest in 2024, right? Like, that's not like hidden news, I don't think. I mean, DropSite News was able to get this information readily enough. Oh, hold on, what is this?
Should know about too. So I'll roll through these. You don't even need the questions, but you can pause this and read them if you want, because the answers are fulsome and they kind of incorporate the question. One, he talks about his role here. So number 4. So this is about China and Taiwan.
You weren't supposed to scroll that far down, Ryan. You were supposed to get tired of reading by that point.
Right. So it's asked about China and Taiwan because they said, look on the website, it looks like kind of concerning language on the website. Are you sure? Is this really what Kat believes when it comes to Taiwan? And so the quote here, if elected, Kat would strongly push for amending the Taiwan Relations Act to include language dropping our strategic ambiguity towards defending the island from a Chinese invasion. Strategic ambiguity is actually precisely kind of what AOC was mocked for presenting when she was kind of babbling and kind of searching for an answer. Like that is literally the current American strategy towards Taiwan is to just babble and not answer so that China doesn't know like what we will actually do. And so what Kat is saying here through her advisor is that doesn't work anymore, that we need to say that we're going to hit him. So as of now, China knows that Trump won't send the 7th Fleet or any other Indo-PACOM assets to defend Taiwan in the event of an all-out assault. We owe it to Taiwan and democracy to demonstrate that America will do everything possible to counter wars of aggression with force. Extremely hawkish position from Kat there. On Palestine, strong statement. The genocide in Gaza is a disgusting failure. You've heard her talk a lot about the genocide in Gaza, and so nothing here would surprise you. But then he adds on her behalf, that does not mean that our historical impulse to use military force first is correct. It hardly ever is and often causes untold damage. There are a wide range of options available to both the executive and Congress, precluding kinetic force, from sanctions to NGO support, all of which are likely to produce results when applied correctly. Kat is firmly an interventionist. The world is better off when America takes a leading role in it, but that role must be ethical and lawful, and it must place human rights first. So that, so we don't want to necessarily do war, but we do want sanctions. We do want to fund NGOs that do these like protests and support our favored folks inside these different countries, and quote, firmly an interventionist. So I don't think that's what people would necessarily have expected from how people understand her when it comes to Palestine. And then on Russia, Ukraine, if elected,
let's get to the good stuff.
If elected, Kat will hold the line. Russia cannot be allowed to eke out a win in Ukraine, and Kat stands firmly against any attempt by the Trump administration to sell out our European allies to Putin's imperialism. Kat fully supports funding the Ukrainian war effort to the hilt until the Russian forces are degraded to the point where a near restoration of pre-war borders is possible, or any other outcome preferable to the Ukraine.
That's interesting. I have not heard any foreign policy aim or goal to that extent, where it's like we want to essentially take land from Russia. I believe that's what that would entail. So that is actually rather surprising to me.
Iranian government. She strongly supports the forward deployment of air, naval, and ground assets to the NATO front line, as well as the positioning of dual-use missile and drone interception systems. So ground assets, are we talking about American ground assets? Well, hopefully we can get some clarity from her on that. We must additionally surge MIM 104 Patriot, and this sounds like Ben Mermel here is kind of like a bit of a military geek, so he goes deep into the weapon systems that he wants to see placed on the border. The Chinese are closely watching our actions in Ukraine, and the outcome of this conflict will determine the nature of their attempt to seize Taiwan, possibly preventing it altogether. If Ukraine can pull off a diplomatic win, we owe it to those that gave their lives of aggression throughout our history.
What was that?
People seeking freedom everywhere to not cower in fear. Kat will be that voice on the Hill, and she won't stop until Russia is made to pay for its crimes. So I don't know what do you...
So we have that. Now, I would be shocked if I'll look this up. I want to see what Ben Mermel's response was to this. Did he issue a response? Okay, they included the email exchange on X. Okay, that's good. So now y'all have the link, so you can look that up yourselves. I'm not seeing anything stating that he issued a response. But frankly, yeah, see, like, I think that this was accurate. I don't think he was lying. See, yeah, she's an op. I think that she's controlled opposition, which is crazy. Maybe I'm naive for not expecting this, but this is crazy, bro. I gotta tell my communist friend about this one. This is crazy. It says, I just read this and I'm freaking out. I'm in her district, and this is from Todd Apple. I just read this and I'm freaking out. I'm in her district and I have been a big supporter of her. So it's either a smear campaign or she's an op. My thing is, what does Ben Mermel have to gain from lying about this? Whoa! So someone in a reply had an old clip of her, says, here's her saying it in her own words. And this is a link to a post from Max Blumenthal, an interview with who I presume to be Evanston Now. This is a 1 minute and 25-second clip.
I would like to see full restoration of Ukraine's land. Like, this war is a travesty. Russia initiated a war of aggression, which is an international crime as decided by the United States and Russia after World War II. This is very similar to what we see when Hitler tried to seize Sudetenland. And even with capitulation, it didn't stop him. So that's part of the reason that we have to continue supporting Ukraine, because they are being invaded. They are our ally, and it doesn't stop with Ukraine. It will never stop with Ukraine. Putin wants to take more and more and more land. I support amending the Taiwan Relations Act to drop our strategic ambiguity towards defending the island militarily, not touching the one China policy outlined in the Shanghai Communique. So if Taiwan is invaded, I want to ensure that we've codified passive support to sell Taiwan weapons if Congress wills it, so Trump just can't overrule it, or whoever the president is. That's in Congress's hands, and that we can militarily step in to defend Taiwan with naval fleets for interception and selling weapons. This is kind of like a 1-2 punch. Let's make sure that we have deterrence first. I always prioritize diplomatic solutions before any sort of intervention, but almost making Taiwan a porcupine that is difficult to invade, and then committing to step in to defend Taiwan from invasion.
I mean, so like she basically said everything that he said in that email. I don't know how old this clip is. I wish I knew. But yeah, it's hilarious. Wait, so she has this position, right, that we should come to the defense of nations that are our allies. When she says things like, oh, we need to stop helping Israel, whatever, that clearly is not even a pursuit of, or like, oh, it's bad for us to attack Iran. And that is clearly not a pursuit of pursuing international law and supporting international law or due process. It is more about actually she doesn't like that country. Or she doesn't like our posture towards that country. She supports Iran, so we shouldn't fight them. That's what I'm presuming from this, right? Because here she's making it clear that she has a mind intervention. So whenever she complains about it, I'm imagining it have to be because she supports the country that we're intervening against. So now I'm gonna watch this, but based on that, I'm guessing that she probably lied through her teeth, and her the people on her comments section not gonna be very happy.
Today, reporting revealed an email sent by someone on my staff detailing my foreign policy. The answers surprised a lot of people, including myself. I want to be really clear, I did not know of that email's existence, and I would not have approved the language in said email. I was also not aware of certain aspects of this individual's background, and they are no longer on our staff.
That's crazy that you didn't know that. That's crazy. I find that hard to believe.
The reason this email was so surprising is that I have been remarkably clear and open about my positions regarding foreign policy. In fact, if you want to read our foreign policy platform as well as our page on a free and sovereign Palestine, you can go to catforillinois.com/issues. But let me be clear about where I stand on what was actually in that email. First off, the email describes me as an interventionist, which is not true. I have no idea why he would say that. I have never described myself as an interventionist. I am anti-war, anti-genocide.
Didn't she say that she was an interventionist in that other clip? Maybe I was wrong, but I thought she said she was an interventionist in that other clip.
Anti-imperialism, and anti-intervention, which is why I hold the position.
She's anti-war, but she supports going to war with China over Taiwan. Okay, like for real? Like, we're being for real right now.
I have always believed.
And here's the thing. That's not a bad policy to have, for the most part. Like, it kind of makes sense. We have allies, we defend them. Like, that's just basic common sense. When she said that initial clip, I don't think it had any controversy. All of a sudden, now that it's typed up in an email and is ready to get published into an article, it's a problem? No, look, stand 10 toes down in this world. You are going to face people who will be mad about the things that you say. I understand. You are trying to target Gen Z. I understand it's easier to do if you commit to an act of pandering. But at some point, you have to have convictions and a backbone. So just because some people on X or Blue Sky or Reddit or whatever are mad because you believe in supporting our allies and opposing illegal acts of war from nations such as Russia, you back down? That shows to me that not only are you deceptive, right? You're not trustworthy or truthful with what your positions actually are, but you also are spineless and you have no convictions. That's what that tells me, at least.
Said that we should lead with diplomacy and humane foreign policy. I've been endorsed by.
That's in the email. That's in the email too.
Peace Action, the largest grassroots peace network in the world, and I firmly denounce Trump's moves to militarily intervene in Venezuela, Canada, Greenland, Iran, and elsewhere. Before I get into any other specific.
But not Ukraine, though. Not Ukraine. You'd support it if you went to Taiwan.
Specifics, I want to add an initial caveat, and that's that military intervention is an absolute last resort. We need to lead with diplomacy. We shouldn't force regime change. And especially post-Trump, we need humane foreign policy. This means public diplomacy, the reinstitution and expansion of USAID, and reparations to the global south, particularly focused on renewable energy and infrastructure. Now, my leading principle in international affairs is the right to self-determination. When it comes to Ukraine, I believe we should continue arming the Ukrainian people. Wars of aggression are illegal. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a war of aggression. That is.
So it sounds like she's on board with everything that she said in the article, except for calling herself an interventionist. I'm sorry. It sounds like she's ratifying everything that she said, everything that the campaign manager said in the article he got fired for saying. Literally, is she firing him for just saying interventionist? Okay, let's resume.
It's an international crime. Putin is a despot, and he will not stop with Ukraine. We can support Ukraine by providing arms, ideally paid for through the seizure of Russian oligarch assets, but not with U.S. troops on the ground.
Well, I think this was all said in the email. So is she saying that the email was correct?
Similarly, I believe that politically we should adhere to the one China policy, but we should also eliminate strategic ambiguity when it comes to aiding Taiwan so that way it can defend itself without putting U.S. boots on Taiwanese soil.
This is in the email. I'm sorry. Are you apologizing? Are you standing down or standing 10 toes down? How are you firing someone for writing things in an email that you're saying in your response to that email getting leaked? My guest is flabbered. I don't understand what's going on here. What is this?
The last thing any of us want is a war with China. This is an effort to make sure that doesn't happen. So that way we can make time to work towards diplomatic solutions. We need to reinvest in those diplomatic solutions, not just between China and Taiwan, but the US and China as well. We live in a globalized world. We need to work towards being partners with China in trade and innovation. But that's only possible through diplomatic solutions and international law. I know these are all controversial subjects, but self-determination is necessary in a democratic, globalized world. And that is true whether it's Taiwan, Ukraine, Palestine, or anywhere else. Invasion and aggression cannot be tolerated. The other caveat here is that any military aid for any reason must be conditional. I don't care if it's Ukraine, Taiwan, Israel, or Mexico. If weapons paid for with our tax dollars are suspected of being used to commit crimes against humanity or war crimes, we need a full arms embargo. We have to make sure that war criminals are held accountable and put measures in place to ensure that those crimes are never committed again. I will never blindly vote for military aid. Every single bill will be a separate consideration that I will deeply think about and convey why I voted for or against it. I will not vote to deploy troops for forever wars, and I will continue to respect international law. But once again, any military aid, any military intervention must be an absolute last resort. And our troops cannot be used for an imperial agenda that will make other parts of the world worse. We need to focus on making our country better. And part of that is integrating into a globalized world. The American people are sick of our tax dollars being used for bombs instead of healthcare. We are sick of blind intervention and the military.
We spend more money on healthcare than bombs, by the way.
Industrial complex siphoning prosperity from us and the rest of the world for a quick profit. It is a moral imperative that we lead with diplomacy and aid, and that we make right wrongs from the past. A safer and healthier world through shared trade, infrastructure, and cultural exchange also leads to a safer and healthier America. You may agree or disagree.
That's true. Internationalism is goated
with me on these issues, and that's fine. But this is where I stand, and I wanted to make sure it's clear in my own words.
So she said everything in the email. What is she apologizing for? I'm so confused. And how is no one clocking this? I'm reading these comments. And none of them seem to be pointing this out. People are saying, thanks for the clarification. The clarification is literally everything that was in that email. What are we talking about? This is all very strange. And you know what? You know what's crazy to me is that I think that she is actually an interventionist. There's no way that you hire someone to be your campaign manager or whatever, or someone that senior a role, and you don't know their political background, you don't know their political history. There's no way that you just let that happen in running a serious campaign. I refuse to believe that. So I think that she wanted to soften her language while not backpedaling on those positions, so that when she is actually in office, she can be like, hey, I didn't lie to you. You know, this is what our positions actually are. This is what our position actually is. But it is completely unfair. Bro, I feel so sorry for Ben Mermel, who got fired for telling the truth. He was asked questions about Kat Abu-Ghazaleh's foreign policy. He said the same thing that she said in old clips, then got fired for saying what she said in previous clips, then responded by saying, I'm sorry, and then doubling down on everything except for the word interventionist. This is just like absurd. Like, this is one of the craziest things I've seen in American politics. I am struggling to make sense of this. And it boggles my mind that there's so many progressive supporters of her who are fooled by this, right? Acting like she changed her position. No, she didn't. Like, okay, I could go on and on about this, but this is absolutely crazy. I think if people people just like had more literacy, this would kill our campaign. But like, she's targeting young people who grew up in probably like one of the worst American school systems in recent memory. So maybe that's just working in her favor, and she's just like hoping that all of her supporters are dumb. But I don't know. This is absolutely crazy. It'd be interesting to see if she wins after this fiasco. All right, lastly, we've got this video here. This is from CBC News, The National. This is called Why This Fake Republican is Running in North Carolina.
On a Friday night at a small independent brewery, people come for the pints.
Did you want to open a tab?
And stay for an unusual pitch.
Hi, I'm Kate.
Meet Kate Barr.
I am your fake Republican candidate for Congressional District 14.
Fake Republican. You heard that right. Fake because she's a lifelong Democrat and her campaign is an experiment of sorts.
Here I am running as a progressive Republican.
Kate Barr believes that
This is not smart. You know what's funny is, like, I thought it'd be really interesting if me or someone like with my political views ran as a Democrat somewhere, because I am center right, so I'm to the left of people like Trump, JD Vance, Ron DeSantis, and so and I would push back on them to the extent where Republicans would probably have some qualms giving me a home in the Republican Party, right? I mean, you've already seen how there's been massive backlash to someone like Vivek Ramaswamy for saying some just frankly extremely common sense things. But, you know, there's a difference between being to the center and running on the opposite party and literally being a progressive and running for the opposite party. This seems like a fool's errand. Now, maybe she is a beneficiary of a trust fund or got like a really good pension or something, but like, I don't know. I'm really curious about this. This is interesting.
Democrat could never win this district because the geographic boundaries are set to include known Republican communities.
I'm running as a Republican because this district is gerrymandered and the real competition is in the primary.
Gerrymandering is when
that's actually entirely true. You know, I think that the primaries matter way, way, way more than the general election. But people don't care as much. There are states that the GOP has lost because Republicans weren't paying attention, and then like a few people decided to back like one Republican, and just people were just like, yeah, I guess let's just vote with the person at the top. This is, yeah, she's nailed it right here.
Maps are adjusted to include specific voters in the hopes of helping one party over another. Barr says in her case it's favoring Republicans, so she's running to be the Republican candidate. Early voting is underway in North Carolina's 14th district.
Put the ballot in there.
Voters have until March 3rd to decide who they want their Republican candidate to be for the midterm elections. Both Republicans and independents are allowed to vote in this race.
Have you heard of Kate Barr? I have. She's been all over my Instagram feed. I'm kind of excited about it, to be honest. I understand why she's doing what she's doing, and I think it's an interesting way to play the system.
While North Carolina has a long history of gerrymandering by both Republicans and Democrats, it's not unique to this state. Texas has redrawn its maps in a bid to help Republicans. California, in response, came up with a redistricting plan to try to help Democrats.
All of it. I hate all of it. I think we should have fair voting maps everywhere.
Barr is testing an out-of-the-box approach to what she views as a broken system.
We have talked a lot about needing to do things differently, and this is one way we can try something new, something different, and see if it works. I think people like a fight.
Her fight is with Tim Moore, a sitting Republican congressman endorsed by Donald Trump and is a well-known leader in the community. The strange nature of this race has garnered national exposure.
I can't claim a Democrat anymore.
You're not trying to pull a fast one.
Not trying to pull a fast one.
There's also been a wave of online harassment after the conservative broadcaster, Fox News, ran a story about it.
And oh man, well, I have a whole new security system at my house. For sure the death threats came in, but yeah, by and large.
Yeah, these MAGA people are crazy. I bet that's probably where they came from, right? Considering that what's his name? Tim Moore is backed by Donald Trump.
My kids are sleeping on my bedroom floor until this is over, is kind of where we are.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Does that change your mind about doing this at all?
If I'm going to continue to live in this country, which I would like to do, I need to be working to make a country my kids can grow up in.
Well, I mean, frankly, I think the better answer to this is let me mansplain this. I think the better answer to this is that this is political terrorism, right? For MAGA or whoever to be like, I don't like what you're doing politically, so I'm going to give you death threats and threats of violence. When you give up, you give these people what they want. You teach them that what they're doing is successful, and you encourage them to do it some more. That's not what you want to do, right? If you want to live in a country where her kids can grow up, maybe they want to run for office, you don't want to have contributed to a political culture and just general climate where a few MAGA people, red hats, hurl some slurs and threats on a social media platform and they just give up because that's the precedent that's been set, you know?
That's not where I am right now.
For all of the concern, the backlash, and the attention, Republican organizers in this community have declared they are not worried about losing this race.
I don't think that it's even within the realm of possibility that she could beat him, as popular as Tim Moore is as a congressman.
What Republicans are worried about, though, possible copycats, similar campaigns in other districts.
County, right?
Kyle Kirby calls it dirty tactics.
No doubt about it that her intention is to be deceptive, and I think it could very well count as election fraud, what she's doing.
The campaign...
It wouldn't be election fraud, but I will say this. You know, in order to be a registered member of a party, I think you have to get approval from your party, right? And parties can expel members. Why Kate Barr was not expelled by the Republican Party of North Carolina, I cannot understand. But that's actually one thought I've had too. It's like, let's say I run for office as a Democrat somewhere. The Democrat Party of that state would probably kick me out. So, like, I think this is really the fault of the Republican Party of North Carolina for letting her run, right? They should have expelled her from the party if they really felt like she does not represent the party well or accurately.
Is not sitting well with some Republican voters.
She shouldn't be running as a Republican if she's not a Republican.
I agree. I think that you shouldn't be able to change your party affiliation because you won't run for an office.
And even some Democrats are unsure of Barr's campaign, fearing it will draw support away from other Democratic candidates.
I'm not sure if I'm completely on board with it, but I know that her intentions are good. I'm not sure that it would be my roadmap.
We're on our way to a polling station where Kate Barr is going to spend part of her morning campaigning. Barr was greeted by a handful of her supporters after she cast her own ballot.
Hi, Melissa. It's nice to see you.
How did it feel to vote for yourself
Are there any men voting for her?
with the Republican
Any straight men, I guess. Be a better question to ask.
beside your name?
So weird.
It's also uncharted territory for the people getting behind Barr's campaign.
I'm an unaffiliated voter, and for the very first time in my life, I'm going to be voting in the Republican primary so I can try to help her get on the ticket.
This is considered safe Republican, safe Trump country. What do you think her chances are?
I don't know, but we have to try, right? If we don't try, our chances are zero.
The people here are realistic about Barr's odds, yet they still come out and remain hopeful. Because in this volatile moment in American politics, they're looking to someone to take a risk.
I wonder what the comments are saying. Oh, they turned them off. Oh, that's right. It's Canada. They don't really have free speech. Never mind. This is interesting. Like, I think, frankly, Republican parties, the Republican parties of various states, and actually Democrat Party too, because, hey, with all the gerrymandering that's going on, and that's actually something we should talk about in a future video, with all the gerrymandering that's going on, in the future, you are probably going to see people who are conservative running on Democrat tickets, kind of with the mindset that I have, especially if you have elected officials in that state who are Republicans who are deemed to be far right, more to the right than the values of the state in all actuality. So, like, these political parties on both sides of the aisle in all these different states need to sort of like beef up the rules, make it easier to kick people out of the party, to sort of prevent their parties from being hijacked. And look, let's be honest, from what I can tell, these voters don't like it either. They view it as mostly deceptive. Even people who support Kate Barr have issues with what she's doing. So I understand that people find it clever and people find it novel, but I think that there is some comfort that a lot of voters have with being able to unthinkingly vote for someone just by looking at what color I was going to say what color they are, but I'm not talking about race. Some people do that in some places of the country, but I'm talking about whether or not they're blue or red, whether or not they have an R or a D next to their name. People like to just like turn their brain off and just vote. And this jeopardizes that. So I'm really interested to see what the general response to this will be. By the time this video goes up, Kate Barr might have already won or lost her election. Her election, the election probably, or the primary probably would have been over by now. But I am really interested in this. So this might be a story that I follow up on at some point. But all of that said, that is the end of the stream for the day. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Thanks to the Angry Canadian for saying that I should cover something and not giving me a source or a link or anything when I asked him for one. But also, everyone's under condolences to the Angry Canadian's collegiate career. It's a great tragedy that he dropped out. I wish that he stuck around in college, but you know, he didn't really consult any of us either, unfortunately. And who else? Oh, there was a bot. Hold on, there was a bot on Kick. Unprotected Coral EVH1 or EVHL said, Adnan Newbie, come to us. NEZHNACOM RIV9UVMX. No. But thanks for the engagement. Anything helps. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. Don't forget to check out the Discord server. The link is on screen. It's dscrd.ntwb.cc. It's the place you want to be if you want to chat with me. I stream on Sundays playing Minecraft with the bros. Also, I like to talk about politics occasionally. Life has been busy lately, so I've been able to do a whole lot of the streams I wanted to do when I moved into this new setup. But I will do what I can to free up some time to do more streams for you guys. I installed PUBG, I think, on my computer, so I do want to play that on stream at some point. Also, don't forget to check out the Non-Newbie Highlights channel on YouTube. I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for your viewing pleasure. If you want me more consistently or more often, that is the place to go. Yeah, so check that out as well. Also, if you have a short attention span, I post shorter videos there occasionally. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next stream or the next video or the next Discord message. Peace out, y'all.